Oh, this does scry. Hmm. I wonder if I could maybe play Matoya in this deck. It's an elf. Does that matter? I don't think so. This is interesting. I don't own Thrasios. I don't think I do. Whenever a creature enters scry 1, whenever you cast a spell that targets it. Wait, that's all the green scrying? Track down is fine. Oh, we get to play Nissa. I love it. This is a rare, right? No, it's not. Yeah, I can't play it. You could play this and win. I mean, how many decks get to say they can play that card? I still don't like Elrond. I mean, maybe. I don't really like it though. I forgot to look at the colorless cards. Palantir, definitely. Well, it's all within the same set. All like the really big things. Treasure map's fine. Mazemind's home again. feel like I like this one even less. Oh, whoops. I didn't grab my microphone. Whoopsie daisies. Yeah, I feel like I like this less than the other one. Upon one encounter. I don't care about that. Whenever a creature you control becomes the target. I also really don't care about that either. No, I don't care about either side of this card at all. Oop. I don't think I want to explore. Yeah, Elrond's the rare. Oh, I guess this is a rare too. Wasn't I? I thought I was looking at the uncommons when I added this. No, I guess not. I don't like Elrond at all. I don't know. I, I'm not convinced at all that that's something I want to do. Chocobo's weird. It says text. I don't even really like Rivendell here. It's not like the last deck. Balance Nadu. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I don't understand how you think this is better than Galadriel. That's weird to me. This seems just like worse. Yeah, this seems just worse. That's weird. This is possible because I have like actual creatures this time. Unlike the last deck, I feel like I can have a creature count that is significant. So You could keep thinking that, I guess. I think you're completely wrong, but that's fine. You know, that's fine. To each their own, I guess. I'm trying to make it work in my head. It's not pinning out. But you do you. Could probably have some big scary things in here. I just don't know what that looks like. Could probably run Tooth and Nail. Probably. Probably run Tooth and Nail. I'm trying to think, like, what am I doing? Landfall? Probably. Because we're incentivized to, like, okay, let's see here. More than 40 lands. Maybe 45. Yeah, something like that. It actually can look quite similar to Nadu. Scute Swarm has actually been kind of disappointing lately. I would argue most decks that can run Bristly Bill probably should. And these, like the 1/1 counters from these cards have been kind of underwhelming. 1/1 counters with Landfall has not really excited me that much, like at all. Maybe this, because it's already a creature, right? Like these just, you like need a creature already to have these do something. And when you don't, it feels really bad. They're going to go without Scute Swarm. Could probably very easily put Tatyova in here. Provisioner is just dumb. Mossborn. I don't know about Tireless Tracker. Tracker is very slow. That's what I've noticed. Can probably run more Planeswalkers. We have a couple Planeswalkers and technically Palantir, which doesn't really matter with this, but can maybe find enough to proliferate. Genuinely proliferate. I don't know. I'll put it in. It most likely won't stay, though. Can most likely play both Mox, which is a good sign, I think. Or it isn't, who knows. When you draw your third card... Ooh, okay, that's not happening. Burgeoning? That's when your opponent plays lands, right? Bro, I can't even read that. Okay, there we go. Whenever... Yeah, yeah. It's the exploration, but like... Is this new? Wait a minute, is this new? I didn't like mentally register that this... I haven't played against this yet. Is this just another... So there actually was. I was looking at the set. I'm like, is there a 1-mana green card that's problematic? And I guess there is. I mean, yeah, that sure is a card. Let me tell you. That definitely... That's one of those cards that exists. How do I get out of this menu, please? Boop! Wow. Yeah, we were looking at some of the cards, but like, it's kind of confusing to me to see which ones are in the game and which ones aren't. Like, is it EOE? No, it's... What is this stupid thing? The Space Land set? Huh. Really? Uh-oh. Where is this even legal? Green Sun Zenith, huh? No Ink Moth Nexus. What? But I want to one-shot people. That's lame. EOS is not available for some reason. It probably will when it comes out, right? But it's so confusing. I don't... Nothing's, like, straightforward. It's annoying to, like, find new cards when they show up. It's just all over the place. It's so all over the place. I really don't care about tempting the ring, like, at all. I feel like that's just a kind of whatever. But to be fair, I didn't look at the cards. Maybe there are some. It's just any time you tempt it, yeah. Like, I don't care about 90% of these cards. I guess this one's okay. I don't care about Essence Scatter that much. Essence Scatter has actually been kind of on the back burner for me lately. This could maybe replace the Unsummon, but then we lose the Scry, so I just get to tempt. Yeah, no, yeah, all these cards are just like not. What does this do? Imagine we had the I'd play the Nazguls. I'd play those. Maybe Glorious Gale. No, again, Essence Scatter's just been a huge letdown. Okay, this one's fine. I don't care about Tempting the Ring. It's not really relevant to me. I need more stuff that plays. Off the top? Disdainful Stroke's fine. Maybe I don't have to play off the top too much. So, Palantir, boop, boop. Real top. How does that stack with Palantir? Scry 2. So, Doot goes straight to them. They choose. If they choose draw. Okay, so you draw before the Galadriel. Yeah. Alright, so that's a bit weird, but it's not too big of a deal. This is the third day in a row someone's recommended this to me. I don't understand. 3 days in a row. When this case enters... No. No. Stop. Please. I haven't seen anyone play it except the one guy who plays Fibblethip all the time as his commander. You could probably do River's Rebuke. Sort of. I don't know. I need more interesting things with that cost more mana. Seeking Knowledge is fine. Hard not to play River's Rebuke in a deck like this. I don't think I want to take a bunch of extra turns. Probably not Commandeer. Seagate's fine. I mean, I'm looking for more lands, and that's technically a land, I guess. With the weird commander, Expropriate is interesting. Oh, I called it a commander again. Dang it. Kazmina. Called it a commander. Planeswalker. I have unfortunately mixed those two words up probably permanently in my head. Commander and Planeswalker. Because of Brawl. It has sullied my understanding of those two words. Reality Chip? Yeah, I suppose. Doesn't take much for Tooth and Nail to win. I'm trying to play, on average, 2 lands a turn. I need more things for Tyrant to make sense. I should incorporate the Crater Hoof win condition if I'm running Tooth and Nail. But I need more, like, random creatures and stuff. That's another thing about scrying and tempting. I have to make room for good cards. I can't just scry and tempt and then do nothing and lose. Portal has been kind of lame. But honestly, so is this. This card here. I want this to be good. I want it to be good so bad. It's a nice tooth and nail target. Unlike Ulamog's not great as a tooth and nail target. This definitely is. I mean, I like this card. Have I ever drawn 2? I don't think I've ever drawn 2 off this. I don't think I have. It either dies or the game ends before that matters. I don't think I've ever drawn 2 on this. Wait, yes I have. Because there was that one player who conceded where I didn't think I had lethal, but I forgot this had a bottom chapter ability that made it lethal. And I'm like, why'd they concede? Because games never get to the 4th chapter, like ever. Surprised my opponent even saw it, actually. I don't know, I've been looking at it long enough. I'm going to run it. I could just run a bunch of giant bombs, like Ulamog and... Emrakul hasn't been as scary lately. This Emrakul, kind of the same situation. These haven't been as, I don't think they're at their best currently. I don't think they're at their best. We've seen better days with those cards, so... I need more lands and creatures. I don't need more lands, but... Yeah, this is interesting. I do see this sometimes. I do see this card played sometimes. Yeah. I kind of lean towards explosive vegetation instead, but sometimes this is fine. But I think explosive vegetation is more impactful most games. Like, this is super late. Like, you have 7 lands in play and the game is still continuing. It's kind of hard to get to. Like, Oracle Moldiah is a bit more appealing to me. I don't know, maybe playing off the top isn't as crucial as I think it is, because we do scry above average. You scry more than the average deck, whatever. But yeah, I need some creatures here. And I don't know what they can be. Right. So far, I'm still not convinced about Evolution Sage, but there are some games where it does matter, I guess. Sometimes it matters to do that, but not by much. The fact that it in isolation isn't really that intimidating. Don't really care about it, honestly. Like, each individual card in this deck is pretty solid without other cards, right? That's kind of where you almost have to be in Historic Brawl. Like, oh, this card is only good when this other card's in play. That's not... Those days are kind of behind us. Maybe we could... I mean, we do have some exceptions to that. We do. We do have some exceptions to that. Matoya is questionable. It could just be Divination. This could just straight up just be Divination. Definitely questionable. Definitely questionable. Oh, well, hey, you know what? It's it's a menacing. It is a menacing. This could actually cost. Oh, it's one less. It's not two less. Cost one less, so it would be 3 mana. It's kind of funny. There's a few of these already, right? I mean, I'm a huge fan of all of the Scry 2 Draw 2 cards. I'm like so biased towards them. This one, what is it? 4C is Scry 4 Draw 2. Glimmer is Scry 2 Draw 2. Gyre is Surveil 2 Draw 2. I just love the 4 mana Scry 2 Draw 2s. This is very, very steep. It's kind of funny though. Oh, it's such a menacing. Oh my goodness. It's such a menacing. I want this card to be good. Wait, what does Gretchen read? I forgot Gretchen exists. That's not how you spell Gretchen. That's not how you spell Gretchen either. I can do it, I promise. It's just Growth Spiral. If I find more room for lands, this is a card that, without my commander in play, ugh. Whereas this actually works without my commander in play. And it's a 0/4. I don't know if I want either of these, though. It depends how many lands I end up running. The 6 minute for Scry is egregious. Well, it's not the best, but, you know, just that, like, super late, you have nothing else going on level nonsense. I don't know. Maybe, I think Gretchen is probably the pinnacle of that mana sync idea. Because 4 mana is more reasonable. And I actually do like the 0/4 body. Especially on turn 2. It can genuinely stop a sizable chunk of damage. That does come up. Not too often, though. And, again, it does something if my commander's not in play. Yeah, I don't own Thrasios. I don't own it. No Mythic. Actually, no Rare either, yeah. Oh, maybe I can get one. Let's find out. Thrasios is on my list of commanders to genuinely play. Yeah, this would definitely just be where Gretchen is, because it has the Scry instead of the GBB. Why is it a Final Fantasy art? Oh, I just want to play with the real one, please. Maybe I can craft it. Let's find out. $30 packs for the next guarantee mythic. Alright, there's no guarantee of anything. Oh, well, the next set's coming out in 2 seconds. Do I really want to burn a bunch of packs right now? I kind of don't. You know, the next set is coming out in 2 seconds. It's coming out in 2 seconds, right? Isn't it like 2 days? Oh man, but in all fairness, Thrasios is a commander I do want to play at some point. So it's not like I'm burning anything and wasting it. But I really think I should just not craft anything until the next set comes out. I'm just gonna be real with you. Might have to bite the bullet on that one. I'll definitely put it in the deck I upload, like the list, but I don't own it. You know, it's not in the cards. It's not in the cards. Okay, what else? What? Oh, I thought this was Tireless Tracker. I'm like, how did you get in here? Yeah, Gretchen's just good in blue-green. Anything can get away with it for sure. I could just run 3 more lands. I actually kind of don't like Chocobo. I mean, it's nice with landfall, right? But it's not necessary. Lets you play off the top, right? Okay, it can stay. I think I want lands. Genuine lands have value, because this is not a land on the top of your deck. So maybe just normal lands? I mean, this card is still just really good. I'm not saying it's not good, it's just, it's not like a land. Land. This doesn't help my recent history of getting flooded to high heaven, but you know what? Who's really keeping track? Yeah, Summon Titan and Lumra. I don't like Lumra that much. Summon Titan's okay. I still feel like I want more lands and also at the same time want something to cast with all that mana, which I currently don't feel like I have. I like this base. This is promising. The 1/2/3 is excellent. But I kind of want something else in the kind of the middle ground. I don't even need Tatyova. I don't need it, but it's okay. Again, it demands that your commander's in play, and it demands your scrying, and then it starts to become crazy. But it does something outside of that as well, like most of these other cards do. Keyword most. This is not a friendly format to have like this 5-card value engine churning away in play, and the game is still continuing. It's not that kind of format. Oh yeah, Mythweaver Pock, right? Almost dodged it. It's the only 4 until morale improves. Does this not have a special art? I'm not interested in discounting the Gretchen's ability cost. I'm not worried about that. Not really worried about that. 2 scrying low mana artifacts. And those... What? God, please. How many historic spells do I have? Not a lot of artifacts. I mean, this isn't doing much without the commander already in play. I feel like there's not enough here for this. Maybe if I had more artifacts. I suppose it's possible. Yeah, we're talking about the 4 mana Scry 2 draw 2s. I like all of them. But, I don't know. Oh, whoops. I don't think I have enough for this. Anything that scries that this would trigger before my commander's in play also just doesn't really do anything. I don't care to scry one without my commander in play, so... I don't know, that's too deep. I think that's too far away. Matoya is still questionable. For kind of the same reasons. Like, I don't know if I like Matoya. Probably could run Nadu. Probably. Yeah, House Meld is kind of one of those I win the game cards. Nadu's... Oh, that's not how you spell that. We do have things that sort of target our own stuff. I'm not running the other landfall cards, like the Roiling Earth thing and the Zippy Race Car thing. I could run them. If I'm going to put this in my deck, I could do that. Man, I just want Nissa to be good. Those are words. Crack-a-lackin'. Interesting. With enough weird-looking spells, you could probably also run Uro. Yeah. I think we have enough weird-looking spells that Uro is castable. Doesn't really take much for Uro to do stuff. I like how this deck is a 1-2-3 drop sort of deck that feels promising. Planar Genesis. Another interesting one. Maybe one or two more counter spells too. I really don't like Matoya here. I'm not gonna lie to you. This like it's just an afterthought to me. I mean, it's kind of just your commander again, except instead of lands, you just draw. Ugh. Am I running the Surveil land? I should probably run the Surveil... Oh, wait, I am. Okay, there it is, yeah. We get to play the OG Temple. I love the temples. Yeah, there is. It's a mythic, though. I don't own it. Same issue as yesterday. One could argue I don't even need a mana sink like Gretchen, because we just have something to do quite often in a deck like this. Could be hard to find windows. That's still just a fine 2-drop. Could just be Rampant Growth, though. I might just want to be something like that. Alright, what in here is worse than Rampant Growth? That isn't the obvious scry cards. What's worse than Rampant Growth that's not the obvious ones? I kind of don't like Oracle. You have to reveal a land, otherwise it doesn't go to your hand. Spelunking? Yeah. It can add up. Sometimes that does work out. Take out maybe a land and Oracle. I really just don't... I gotta admit, I don't like Oracle here. I think I'm keeping the mana curve low, yeah. As low as it's gonna... Yeah. I don't think I like Oracle. You think Mossborn Hydra is situational? You'll have to elaborate on that one. I don't know what that means. Skew Swarm has been kind of a letdown lately, I feel. Or at least from, I mean, a deck like this where you're playing 2 lands a turn, basically since starting turn 1, maybe it's fine. But lately, Skew Swarm hasn't worked out too well. It's felt like it's been a while since it's done much. Unable to Scream is... It is in here, yeah. I think I want to keep this. I'm not going to lie. I think I want to keep that card. Do I have a 2-mana one I could take out? No. Yeah, no. I like these. They're really, really annoying for a lot of decks. And they also answer mana dorks. I think I'm going to keep those for now. Like, we have... we gotta play against the historic meta. So, like, I don't think this is ever bad in the current situation. Just, like, what you expect to play against. I can't just ignore my opponent. I mean, I can. I am a green deck. You sort of just ignore my opponent anyways. But I like to have some answers to things. I don't have a ton of them. That is to say, I didn't actually put Mana Drain in here. And I probably just should if I'm going to run Counterspell first, right? I just stopped looking at Counterspells before I bumped into Mana Drain. I don't know. I think Mossborn Hydra being a 3-mana game ender is... I think that might be undervalued just because you see like Tooth and Nail and all of this and Pock and stuff. Like this, like a 3-mana game ender is insane, right? That's crazy. A must answer threat at 3 is like insane to me. So I think this is fine. Skew Swarm sort of falls in that thing as well. But this actually does it faster. You can play this on turn 2 with a Mana Dork, and then if they don't kill your 2-mana or turn 2 play, and they lose in 3 turns, because that's kind of insane. So I think it's one of the better landfall cards. It's definitely not as good as Provisioner, I'll tell you that much, but still. I feel like maybe Bristly Bill is a little whatever-ish. But as long as we're running Nadu, I don't really want to take it out. Don't really want to take it out. If your opponent has to commit to artifact and naturalizing your unable to scream, I think that's completely fine. That's just like countering a removal spell. That's all they did. Just in a delayed fashion. It's still a 1-for-1, and it's not getting blown out or anything. I think that's not too big of a deal. In fact, that doesn't even happen that often. There's not a lot of that happening where you get naturalized. There's like Beseiju and stuff. Not Delighted Halfling. What's the card? Giver of Runes. Now, you're blue-green. You don't have to play protection spells. You can just cast your commander 3 times. Nothing matters. Yeah, in the interaction slots, I could say that counter spells are just better than these, potentially. I'd say that's fine. Okay, Disdainful Stroke. Without Mana Drain, it doesn't make sense to me. I am, unfortunately, going to play Mana Drain. You can't stop me. Why do I always type half of a card? Why do I always do that? Like am I that lazy? Just type in mana drain. Man, I love this Nissa so much. What are we looking at lands-wise? I still almost want more lands than I have. I could really just take the Scry into a serious backseat even further. Maybe I don't need Select for Inspection? This is definitely an odd one. Of all of them, it's a very strange one. All the others are okay. I also don't need this. I just don't need it. 2 mana draw 2, it's fine. It's okay. You know, assuming you scry, is suppose likely enough I end up scrying, but it's okay. I just don't need it. I don't need it. Primeval Titan and Hour of Promise can get these, and that could matter. So I have repeating, like, endless scry spam nonsense. But you did already play Primeval Titan, and it resolved. So, like, do I then want to go back to just scrying too? And, like why are you not just winning? Could run Primeval Titan here. Yeah, I like card draw. I think I will run Primeval Titan, having said what I said. It is very problematic for most decks. Just because it gets 2 lands. Do I have Cavern? I do. Springheart. What is Springheart doing? What are we bestowing? Mossborn is funny. Lotus Cobra is insane. Tiles Provisioner. There's actually not a lot of Springheart targets. Not too many. Even Mana Dorks, actually. Mana Dorks are fine with Springheart, actually. So there's a new chunk there. Could run Tamiyo as well. Yeah, maybe they're not necessary. Maybe I don't need Ulamog. When you're drowning your opponent in just nonsense, sometimes you just don't need a 10-drop. You just can't do anything you want, really. I don't know. I think it's fine to have those for now. I think I'm fine with just keeping those in here. Springheart Chocobo? Does that, like, double up your landfall triggers? Yeah, I guess it would. But that does require another card that isn't lands, right? Which, again, it's great when all your cards work together, but you have to have them in play. Historic is not friendly to you playing 4 permanents and they're all ignored. It's not a friendly format like that. If you have, like, if you're copy spamming Chocobo and you're also playing, you know, a bunch of lands, you still need something to do with those lands, because beyond the first Chocobo, you're not playing, like... It doesn't let you play additional lands, right? No. You need something that cares about landfall on top of that. Which, I mean, you know, there's plenty of that in this deck. But, cards that are good on their own are just going to outweigh that situation 99% of the time. If this format was 3 turns slower on average, that's great. Right? Or even, honestly, even like kind of 2 turns slower on average, I would say that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. But we're just not there anymore. It's not there anymore. I don't think Springheart is really gonna make it. Springheart could just be Scutesworn. I do like Chrome Mox, yeah. I do like Chrome Mox. I'm more on it than I am off of it. Yeah, I don't want Springheart. This has been up in the air lately, but I've slowly started to lean towards it being better than worse most of the time. Most of the time. Okay, I don't want to drop any of the Scry cards, but I will say this is definitely the weakest cards in here. I could maybe find one or two more just so my commander has something to do. But let's see. Permanent, 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 permanent. Pseudo-permanent, permanent. A fair amount of the scrying is eternal until it's dealt with. Like, this doesn't go away, so I at least do it once a turn every time, and I like that a lot. Whereas, like, this only does it once. But there's a fair amount of the scrying is continuous, which I like. Are there more cards that are really like that? Technically, this. There's there's this thing. I'd probably want to play the Starfish first, although 3 times is probably just good. I don't know. What's wrong with this one? I mean, I do like the Starfish. I'm not gonna lie. This thing is great. Look at it. Look at it. But it can't be understated how impactful that this costs 1 mana is. It blocks Ragavan. Costs half as much. I kind of like this, but I also kind of don't like this. I don't do the bottom part at all. I like how when my commander enters, it cares. Jin-Gitaxias and Progress Tyrant. Oh, well, there you go. I like me some giant nonsense. Yeah, this is... I mean, it's kind of just like this, right? It's almost exactly the same as this. It just costs 2 mana and it's in the better color. Could run this. I'm gonna try it. I also probably want both Cultivates. I kind of forgot about these. I definitely want this one. I feel like I'm not struggling to get to 10 mana. What is Progress Tyrant? That's the... yeah, that's this one, right? Okay. I don't have the fancy one. I don't? I thought I had the fancy one. This card is funny. It's been a while since I played it. And just, I guess for the sake of that, I could play it instead of Ulamog. I mean, why not? Why not? Yeah, it's 3 mana less. I don't know. I'm not too worried about that side of things right now. Alright, I could run Rampant Growth instead of Cultivate. I think that's reasonable. I'm definitely not doing myself any favor by adding cards. I'm kind of feeling like the Nadu thing is just not quite there for me. Not quite there for me. It's good for, you know, your opponent's removal, obviously, your opponent's removal, but, like, I'm not really feeling the Nadu. Maybe you don't have to. You just set it and forget it. You don't have to feel it. Yeah, we are. We're past the deadline of actually having to play the game. I know. Alright, no more new cards. Let's just find things to take out that we can play the game. And I'm not going to touch any of the scry cards. As not good as I think they are. I'm going to not touch any. I could just get rid of the tempting card. Again, I really do not care about tempting the One Ring. You don't like Cub, Gretchen, Summon? Okay, I can get behind Gretchen. And if we don't like Cub, we don't really like Nadu as much anymore. I kind of want to keep this, though. This is my pet card. I haven't been convinced to overvalue, like, my emotions. I'm emotionally invested currently in this. I don't want to take it out. Select for... Nope. Said I'm not touching a scry card. If you don't like Cub, you probably don't like Bristlyville. It's weird you didn't say Bill, Cub, Gretchen. I mean, they're functionally the same. Like, sure, it's got a mana ability. Like, I mean, that's seldom a thing. Salty, you haven't pulled Bahamut yet? Well, you can have one of mine. Oh, wait. We can't trade in the trading card game, my bad. The 1/1 counters these spread are just kind of like whatever to me. I'm going to just not run these. And Nadu is on the chopping block as well, but for now, it is a lightning rod. It essentially draws cards when I play the game. So, okay. We did it. We found a 99 that I don't totally hate. Alright, we're here with Galadriel, the Lorth 3-mana 3/3. When the ring tempts you, choose a creature that isn't this, scry 3. Whenever you scry, reveal a top card. If it's a land, put it onto the battlefield. So, it's kind of like Nadu, but just worse in every way. But that is not saying much, because Nadu is cracked in half. I don't really care about the tempting cards. There's actually not many in the game to start with, like at all. And a lot of them to me are just really not great. This one's okay, I guess. Tempting the ring is doubly worse when your commander's not in play, right? You're not always going to have this just sitting there every time you tempt the One Ring anyways, so this won't see every time you tempt the ring when it's not in play. So I really don't like the tempt cards. So I'm kind of not in on that. In the scry side, I have a fair amount of things. What I really like is the cards that scry kind of stick around for at least a good while, right? And that's nice. Like, these are lands and stuff. So the scrying side of things, there's not a ton of it in here, but they are kind of the worst things you're doing in your blue-green deck, even though your commander cares about those things. It's just not great, especially how you're not guaranteed to hit a land with this, so just because you did the thing doesn't mean you do anything. So it's got some issues to it, but you know, not every commander is insane. Is this better than the other Albert Wesker that we were playing the other day? I don't know. It plays similar cards, but you know, some of them are actually different. There's definitely a landfall package when you care about playing more than one land a turn. Unlike the Albert Wesker, this can continuously do it. So if you have anything that cares about lands entering, then, you know, this is really nice. So you got your green typical landfall package. What I do like is this deck is kind of a 1-2-3 curve out heavy style thing, and there's not a giant nonsensical top end. So that is appealing. I mean, this card, everyone's saying I shouldn't run it in chat, and half of them like it. I'm just emotionally invested currently in this, and I'm just willing to play it. I like it a lot. So I'm going to keep it in there. There's this, which is okay. It's the same set, and they pretty much just want you to play this in your this thing deck. So it's going to be in here. I'm not terribly excited about either thing that this does, but you know what? It's in there. It's a card you don't really play ever. There's enough to scry for this card to be interesting. We do also have Hedge Maze as a fetchable surveil, so at the worst, you can probably find a way to get your surveil land when you play this, so it like at least replaced itself. But it could also just be a scry spell for our commander. But I don't know. It's worth thinking about. You know, this is, I think, brand new. So I was looking at the set on a website, seeing like what's gonna be the degenerate 1-mana green card. I didn't see the special guest cards. This is in the game now, so if you weren't aware it was in the game, it is. This is insane. It's just another one of the 1-mana green cards. That's crazy. There's some games where you play it on turn 1 and it doesn't do anything, and there's other games you play on turn 1 and it won the game on its own, right? This is just better than land tax. If you like land tax, you... this is insane. They play really nicely with each other too, to be honest with you. If ever you were not about land tax, here is a reason to now play land tax in your green-white decks. So that's insane. And this, I love this card so much. I don't think we have Crystal Ball, right? Let me quadruple check that. We don't have Crystal Ball, right? No. Okay. Crystal Ball is like one of my favorite colorless cards. I'm just a big fan of that card. And this is just Crystal Ball, except you don't have to spend any mana on it, and I like it. It works excellent with the commander. Same with this one. A little bit less exciting, I will admit, but it's got a somewhat relevant -8 to it, which I do like. You can just suddenly expropriate. Right? Yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool. Actually, you know what? You can't do that immediately, because when you ultimate this, you lose your Planeswalker. So you need either another one in play or something, right? As far as I'm to understand. Yeah, so it is exceptionally slow to get to that point. But hey, it's a scry engine, and we're all about that with a commander like this. So yeah, let's see what happens. I might want to run more lands because, well, that 1-mana enchantment is really good. I can do my quest. All right, nice. Which I apparently already re-rolled. Don't even remember. I swear the quest check is like such a subconscious thing for me. Yeah, it's bad in the games where your opponent doesn't play lands. You are correct. This is true. Alright, I like Kuja. It's doing stuff. This is one of those hands where it's castable, these do things, but I'd rather wait for my commander to be in play, so they're not really appealing early. I don't have a forest. Ooh. I don't have a forest. We're on the play, though, with... Okay, Alright. That's our first game. My opponent felt the mana drain. They just felt it. Even though I wasn't guaranteed to cast it. Look at that. Unstoppable. 100% win rate. Did they mulligan? Like, why did they concede so quickly? Or no, they didn't concede instantly, but like, I don't know. It checks to see if it shares a color with the card that ultimated. Oh, alright. Well, there you go. Never mind. I thought it, like, checked to see what was in play. We have green Giralf. Wow, cool. That's another commander I do want to play. I like this card a lot. I don't know if I've beaten it, oddly enough. I don't know. Alright, I'm going to crack in response so they can't stifle me. Okay, not quite what I expected. Like, at all. But, you know, that's cool. This is a mono blue deck. Lotus Cobra is unyieldingly annoying, I'm sure. I don't think I'm going to try to mana drain next turn. Okay, well if my opponent doesn't do anything, then... Does that change anything? It does, yeah. Right? Yeah. I'm going to bounce the agent once my opponent figures out they still have priority. Okay, they figured it out. Boop. Oh, hello. Okay, let's play our commander. Mainly bouncing it so they can't activate it, also leave up a counterspell. Another fetch land. Interesting. Opponent is actually going to discard at 3 mana. They had 2 things we knew they could cast, so I really have no idea what's next here. I'm quite curious. If you counter this, I do not care. Okay. Yeah, we're not going to get into trouble and try to do something about that. Cavern of Souls is good. No? Oof. No creature. That's okay, though. Cavern of Souls is good. Huh, this is actually kind of weird. Like that. Just take the tap land, scry on top. Kind of ugly, but it works for me. Decline. This is a land for the turn. Cast Uro. Okay. Yeah, this works out. I like this. Yeah, this sets up a safe commander next turn. Yeah, we like this. Okay. They have stopped me from scrying and triggering my commander. They have done the wow, they're playing Days Undoing. Oh, alright. You got it. Alright, there's the Brainstorm. All the fetch lands making sense now. I've never seen this before. That's kind of crazy. Is that like D&D First Edition? Well, it looks like it. You could convince me. Okay, again, doing nothing. Name Elf here. Oh, opponent! Cavern of Souls too good! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, opponent. But you did so well at stopping my commander from triggering. Look at that. Who needs to tempt the One Ring or even scry for value when your opponent is deeply threatened by it? Alright, cool. Alright. I'm sure glad we're running all these One Ring tempts for no reason. To be fair, Cavern against the mono blue deck is like... this is weird. Funny enough, this is quite scary. I don't know, if I can finagle a good thing early, I guess, we can do stuff here. Yeah, they couldn't handle the Lotus Cobra beatdown. Alright, well, they're thinking, so it's either one land and a Mox, or... Oh, okay. Sure. I think we're just gonna play an island and pass. I'd like to cast my commander next turn. Again, I really just don't want to cast my scry stuff until, you know, later. Although now we have to contest VV, and I don't have an answer to VV, so I don't think I can play any cards. I think VV just wins if it resolves. I can get Hedge Maze if I don't end up doing anything here. Opponent has the advantage, though. I am definitely not winning. Lands are fine, but I have plenty in my hand. Do I go for my commander now? We can trade commanders, so I don't lose the game. Yeah, we could just trade them. If they have mana drain, I cannot do that. But I can't play around mana drain, so... Gotta make a move and do stuff here. Alright, it did resolve. I didn't actually mentally register that. It just resolved. Could just be a counterspell for VV specifically. Probably somewhat likely. Dispel is a bit nuts, but yeah, it works. Alright, so how do we not lose? Scry 3. That's kind of okay. Let's see, Scratcher... It doesn't let my commander do anything, though. Take that, take that. The problem is they're going to untap with VV and I'm going to lose. So, like that. Random land? No. I don't want to draw that. At least I know what's on top. Oh wait, do I know what's on top? Hold on. I didn't actually flush out that idea. I might not know what's on top. I'm gonna play this and just put this Boseiju in play. Again, we're kind of just losing to my opponent untapping with VV, and I didn't successfully counter it, so... And I mean, this is just probably not going to resolve in any meaningful way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but it is castable. I've noticed a lot of Cavern of Souls over the past, like, 2 weeks. A lot of decks are playing Cavern of Souls. Maybe just the player base is just getting more of them. I swear, it's like the same guy on the motorcycles passed by my place like 5 times. Alright, well, this does resolve, I guess. I don't know where we're going with it, but it resolves. I'm going to send a message with 1 damage, because it doesn't matter. They can still just cast this, and we still just lose. So I don't know what. I don't think anything matters here. We're just dead. My opponent untapped with Vivi, and the game was kind of just over. We're just slowly watching it become a thing. Okay. They didn't cast this. They could have done that. I'm a bit confused. I'm actually insanely confused, but okay. Huh. That's odd. Again, it probably doesn't matter. You can just do whatever this turn anyways, but definitely very strange. I'm going to Tails End this because I might as well. They had a weak turn last turn, so this feels promising. They had a weak turn last turn. Maybe there's nothing going on that can stop Jin-Gitaxias. I still find this rather unlikely. That is an artifact, but it does let the stuff trigger anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Well, nothing really matters if I draw lands, so opponent has infinite time. Could we have cast Tooth and Nail? Yeah, we could have. We could have copied it too. I'm not sure where that would get us, but technically possible. Not sure if I had any like really great top decks. Frogify might have been one of them, potentially. Well, Jin-Gitaxias isn't doing anything. It didn't do anything this game at all, I would argue. Countered some irrelevant spells. Okay, yeah, we're just so dead. I don't even think I have a top deck anymore. No, at no point did it didn't do anything the turn I played it. I passed the turn, my opponent dirtled for some odd reason, but they still could have cast their 6-mana card. They just, like, didn't do it. I don't know why. They can dodge the Jin-Gitaxian, like, for free. They just, for some reason, didn't do it. I really don't understand. But it didn't matter. It didn't matter. Nothing's happening there. Nothing's going on there. Sure. Can just get a forest, right? Yep. Alright, let's see what this does here. I mean, it is just, in this instance, just 1 land. Oh, they have a fetch land. It's actually multiple lands if they crack it. Right? Is that how that works? Or is it when you play a land? Not like, find one from your... Okay, yeah, it's just when you play a land. Alright. Commander it is. Oh, this is gross. This is just so stupid. This is nuts. Reveal the top... Okay, yeah, sure. Oh. How dare I not find everything I need? Land, please. Come on. Come on. Hey, there we go. Alright, I have Primeval Titan next turn. And I can get the Scry lands and maybe start going crazy. Glarb? Wow. Sure. Oh, if I knew I was going to draw land, I would have... Okay. Sure, why not? Putting it to the bottom is kind of the same. Alright, they must answer Primeval Titan, or most likely answer Primeval Titan. I can mill myself just because Uro's in my deck. Alright, well, there it is. Huh. Wait, I don't care about that. I don't care about that at all. Yeah, we're gonna just mill for the sake of it. Well, we milled over something we sort of would have liked. Land is a land. Let's take it. Play this. And hide behind the army of nonsense. Hey, it's Nadu. Alright, unfortunately, not likely to stay on the top, but we'll see. I could just cast Nadu, I suppose. I don't know. Do I expect a bunch of targeted interaction from Muldrotha at this point? I suppose? Yeah, okay, I'll just counter literally anything. Yeah, we can just do this. It's probably worth it. Nadu is historically an incredibly problematic card, but I don't have much in my deck that like truly cares about it. That's another really good card, but I don't have access to it. But if my opponent targets me for any reason, I get access to it, so I think I will just blind plus a couple times, and if they target me, then I just draw it with Nadu, so... But there's also a chance it doesn't get drawn here. Alright, looks like it's not going to get drawn. I think I'm still going to keep it on top, though. It is still a counter spell. I'm not really using the mana it generates, though. I'm also close to ultimating this this thing here. Real top card? No. Okay. Yeah, we like that, right? Okay. Let's lead with... Decline. I don't want my opponent to obviously know I drew Mana Drain. Flare? Nah, I don't need that. Brainstorm. Okay. Good thing I didn't crack the fetch land, huh? Can swing with this. Actually, I don't have to. Actually, no, I should swing. I should swing. Opponent is at 15. It's possible to kill him with that. So, yeah, we just pass. Alright, the engines are online. I mean, they've been online for a while, but... the goofy engines are online, I'll say that. Alright, well, they just got Cavernous Souls, so... we can brainstorm in response, but I don't really care about putting more lands in play. Oh, no, silly me. Yep, my bad. Alright, well, most of our games have been apparently just, like, max decided by, Cavern of Souls. So, you'll have to excuse me. It's kind of ridiculous. I now think there's no outs. Alright, you got it. Whatever. Cavern of Souls, again. You got it. Alright, I'm glad we had a scry spamming commander that mattered. Cavern of Souls has been the deciding factor in half the games I've played for 2 weeks. I don't know if we're getting to tooth and nail with a hand like this, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible. Do I cast Halfling? Or do I cast this? I think I'm going to go where... we're going to go with the Halfling. Yeah, we're going to go with the Halfling here. Oh yeah, you're gonna run out of gas if you're playing, like, bad scry cards. You're just gonna run out of gas. You're just gonna run out of gas. Is there any way to... no, there's not. Nope. Alright. I'm just gonna throw it into play. Ow. Definitely feels like a now or never situation. Okay, they don't have it. Am I casting my commander again? I don't think so. Well, that's a land. It's a legendary, though. Yeah, it's a legendary land. Okay. Alright, well, it's another game where my opponent untaps with VV, so maybe whatever we do doesn't matter in the long run, but we'll see. I can technically blitz to tooth and nail. This is difficult to interact with as well. Like what I'm doing, I mean. But it is Vivi, so we'll see. Yeah, we could just drop Nadu for some of the Bristly Bill effects. You know, maybe I took out the wrong one. I don't know. It's hard. Could run none of them and just run something else like that mythic 5-drop thing I can't think of. Opponent, you're in like the most ideal situation. You untapped with Vivi. Yeah, there you go. There you go. All right, maybe they were thinking. Maybe there's like some line they're mapping out or something. Oh boy, can't wait for this to happen. This sure is exciting. Not quite what I expected, but that is what my opponent did, I guess. What do you know? You untap with Vivi, you win the game. Surprising. So I have to crack the fetch lands, so I have to block. Hedge Maze. A land is fine. Can I still do anything? Do I win? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Crater Hoof. I don't think I have another threat in my deck that swings. Do I? Wait, no, they're just dead to Crater Hoof, though. Right? +4, +4, 12. Why am I thinking about this? Oh, I can also just send a message while I'm at it, too. Okay, I can just kill Vivi. Well, my opponent almost got there, but they didn't get there, so... Well, like we said, just like the other game, when your opponent just untaps with Vivi, the game is essentially over. I had no answer to it. They were just one off. It doesn't often come up where somebody ropes out to truly think and like have math go on in their head, but my opponent did use their time appropriately there. It's not too common. I don't think I was ever... Yeah, so I don't know if I'm sending this to the Chocobo. It doesn't matter too much. Close game. So aside from the Vivi tough, yeah, well... Ideally, Vivi never... Like, when I played Vivi, nobody let me untap with it because I just win when I do. So it kind of makes sense that when I let my opponents untap with it, they just basically win when they do. Which is another reason I like Witness Protection, Unable to Scream and stuff. Because it resolved Vivi. Because infinite decks have Cavern of Souls. Counterspells are just like not nearly as reliable as they used to be. I probably want more Frogifies, but I also want one or two more things to do. Yeah, I don't like Nadu anymore, if I ever really did. Maybe I'm not in need of Cultivate. Flare is still just busted, but Cultivate could just be Rampant Growth. I could play some random creature in that spot. Another big scary spell. It seems like we maybe want one or two more of those. Suppose people have killed my commander more than you'd think makes sense, because it hasn't done much. And running tempt cards does not really convince me that it will suddenly do anything, if anyone was curious. Is there, like, what's the next worst, least worst tempt card? I don't really care about the text box. That one. If you don't control a ring bearer. Okay. These are just so bad. When this enters, you gain control. What about you? Oh, okay. No, it's just in the title. Just in the name. These are just so bad. Gain control of one target artifacts. So this tank steel. Gains an ability. Okay, that doesn't quite do it. I mean, like, these are the only two that you could potentially get me to try. My commander's in the art of this one, so maybe I should just force myself to play it. Bruh. Like, this is... it's better than Essence Scatter, I guess. I mean, I guess. I don't... This is only creature, too. I feel like this would have been fine if it was non-land permanent. It being a creature isn't too big of a deal, though. I think that's okay. I mean, for the sake of playing them, I guess I'll play one of these. I mean, given what we've played against, Infinite Cavernous Souls, I'm sort of leaning towards this one over Glorious Gale. Ugh. I'm sure I can run both, though. We can figure out a way to get both in here. Also, I forgot to look at my sleeves. My sleeves. Look, 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 do 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 do. Oh, there's some ring action. There you go. Not too big of a fan of it, but it's alright. You know what one gives me anxiety is this one. That's just like, there's so much going on with this thing. Gives me anxiety. I don't like it. Alright, we'll do that one, that's fine. Alright, what do we take out? The benefit of scrying a bunch is you can have a slightly easier time finding your good cards. So that is pretty nice, I guess. I am almost willing to play Stifle as well. Stifle has been really good lately. Or in the, you know, the scenarios we're finding ourselves in, Stifle's been quite nice. Still no bottom part of this. I don't know, I still like it. It's unique enough. And I would probably take out Elrond before I take that out, honestly. Just because it's not a creature. Harder to interact with. Costs less mana. Don't think I need Cultivate. Because Tangled Florahedron is not a land in, like, my library, I'm not super excited about it. I can't scry it to the top with my commander. Or put it in play with my commander, I mean. Doesn't really work with Uro. I might get rid of Brainstorm. That's too... I mean, everything's okay, I think. Ignoring the scry cards, I kind of like everything going on here. What about this? You're the top three... Wait, top one... Creature or land. Yeah, I like that one. That one's okay. Just for the sake of having enough to do? Just not run Chrome Box? Because I already have enough to do? Maybe? Could do that. Also, my neighbors are shooting fireworks again. Let's just try to not run Chrome Mox. There might be enough that Mox Amber doesn't even rely on my commander, actually. That's a good question. Can you filter by legendaries? Okay, you can. It's creatures only, right? Or planes... Yeah, and planeswalkers, okay. Yeah, there's a fair amount of... You thought your neighbors were shooting them? That's funny. Nope, mine. But they're like, restless? I don't know what the word is. I don't know what the politically correct term is for dysfunctional. Oh no, it's a Roman deck and I don't have an answer for it. I don't think I can keep this. Okay, Glorious Gale, maybe coming in spicy. Maybe. Potentially. We've played a lot of Rowan. Jin-Gitaxias is also solid. Oh, they have a discard spell, huh? Yeah, alright. Rip. No, just take the... Choose a non-land. Okay. Well, we are after very specific things. Maybe I can't even play this. I don't think I can play this. I think I, like, full stop, have to just cast this and find an answer to Rowan. Because if I don't answer it, I lose when they untap with it, so... Assuming it's that kind of deck, and the discard spell is making me think it's obviously that kind of deck, so... Yeah, it's most assuredly that kind of deck. Okay, those are not it. A land is still necessary. I still have to play cards that matter, so I can't just... Yeah. It is what it is. Alright, that works. That works. I wonder if they just cast it. Okay, we're going to turn this into lands. I don't want them to discard it, but they're taking the tails in regardless. But I don't want to... pull a card there. Alright, so now we're back to just losing instantly. Yep, I think we just lost... Oh, wait. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Okay. That's not it. That's definitely not it. But they cannot get haste and also do stuff. So, might have something going on here. Right, you can play it, but then you can't just do... As far as I'm to understand, you can't win here. Because you're tapped out, so... Which is the sort of irony of giving it haste, is you invest your mana to give it haste, and then you don't have any mana left. Which is probably why they did not get Blood Crypt. Okay, they're just not even going for it, which, again, makes sense to me. Because giving haste doesn't do anything. But you get the One Ring here? Yeah, okay, it is the One Ring. Yep, that makes sense. Okay, so... I can sort of... I don't know if I have the time to, like, cast my commander. And even if I do, there's plenty of things on the top that just don't work with it anyways. Tooth and Nail is a card, but I already have Jin-Gitaxias. Can I rely on this? I feel like I can't. And we just pass? No, we definitely cast this now. There's cards that we could, like, genuinely cast that matter and draw. It's not quite one of them, but it could set me up for something useful. Okay. Well, it doesn't have haste. Of course. Of course, of course. Sure. But, again, giving it haste, but you're tapped out to do it, so. I don't know if Ward 1 even has value. Looks like it does. I think I'm just one... I think I want to just tap the One Ring. I don't know what the boots even do. Alright, opponent's right. Alright, this person knows what they're doing. Not good for us, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, no, I guess we just lose. I didn't find anything. Yep. I mean, I'll force them to show me, but... That's just it. I didn't find anything. Game's over. If I had Jin-Gitaxias, we could maybe do something, but still not, like, actually stopping my Rowan opponent. Not really. It is incredibly easy to lose here. I mean, it is essentially guaranteed to at least proceed to win. Or make an attempt of it. But I suppose with 5 cards, I must see it. And there it is. Cool. You got it. Yep. That's it. Discard, 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 discard. No answer to it with this. It's not a great matchup because we are looking for very specific things. And we don't really have them. Or, like, a lot of them. Especially with the discard. Blue-green, just in general, isn't too well prepared for something like Rowan. It's like counterspells and Frogifies. Which I kind of want 1 or 2 more of. I mean, this is why the scrying and the ring tempting is just awful. Okay, I'm taking out Chocobo. I truly don't care about most of what it's doing, and doesn't matter that much. Another counterspell, another Frogify. I don't think I need more card draw. Doesn't seem like it. Scrying to the bottom is sort of like card draw anyway, isn't it? Not many. I don't know if they're oddballs or crack balls. Neighbors are more on the crack ball type of things, if you get what I'm saying. Police have gone there so many times. Yeah, Rowan is not a higher bracket. It is extremely vulnerable to just dying, but you know, it is what it is. I think I want to just play some Frogify here. There's plenty of things to shut down. I did say Stifle is ideal. Ledger Shredder is also kind of nice. There's so many solid options. This is funny with our commander. I mean, we could scry 2, name something, know what the card is that we cast. I mean, it's... The format does not care about cards like this. I don't know, screw it. I'm putting it in. I don't feel like playing Ledger Shredder. We're gonna play worse cards because... Theme. Hey, you untap with Rowan, you win. Right? The same logic with Vivi, so why is Vivi better? Why is that in a higher bracket? Same logic. 3 mana, red commander, untap with it, you win. Is this the new Godo? This is the new Godo. I've not played this one. Okay, excuse me, it's Gilgamesh. Kind of an awkward hand. That's kind of what we're looking for, though. His name Blue? Lightning Bolt? Nope. Lightning Bolt? Oh, maybe. Lightning Bolt? Nope. Still can't tell. Okay, in order for our commander to do something, I will play this first. Come on, cast it again, please. Come on. Dang it. Sure. Alright, so we play this. Because of that draw, I think I will play my land untapped. Reveal a creature like this. Okay. We're doing things. Look at that. We did it. We're winning. It's a land. Sure. Oh wait, doesn't that just trigger itself? Oh, we're cheating. Oh my goodness, we're cheating. We just like broke the bank. If this misses a land, I'm going to be really sad, so I should just actually invest in the card. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that, yeah. Temple finding a land. Finding Temple into another land is gross. That's so gross. And we had, like, this in play. Yeah, that's just... We just did the thing. We just did the thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... I have 8 mana next turn. I can literally cast Craterhoof next turn. That's just so disgusting. My opponent's sitting over there with a red 6-drop. And I'm out here just playing actually 3 lands a turn, not even just 2. I could literally have a handful of lands and my opponent would probably still concede. Well, obviously, because they wouldn't have seen my hand. That doesn't mean anything. They would concede no matter what my hand was. Really? Because they did. No way. They didn't know my hand. My hand could have been all lands, and they could have not conceded, and I'm still insanely far ahead. That's what I should have said. Oof, it had another land, maybe? Although against Ureni, I'm not feeling this. What about this? This is interesting. It's incredibly slow. This could potentially find something for next turn. Okay. Ooh. God. Well, I can keep this one. Yikes. Not great. Not gonna lie to you. That was not great. Okay, there were 4 lands in a row on the top of my deck. Am I casting my commander? I guess? Sure. Okay, sure. It wasn't doing anything. Oh, we found something to do with it. Rip. So we play you. Yeah, a land is a land. That is a land. Hopefully it doesn't just boil down to lol I have Cavern and then the game's over. But, I mean, it is just Teamer ignores you deck. No, okay, to be fair, my opponent didn't actually completely ignore me. They did interact with me. Let's play that. Let's play this. Cavern is your last land? Oh, no, they didn't do it. Wow. Terror of the Peaks. I will counter literally anything. Cavern. No, not really doing anything. Alright, unfortunately them dealing with my commander has been problematic. Yeah, alright, dealing with my commander actually mattered. Kinda tragic. Sure. I don't know what's different this time from last turn? Okay, I didn't think so. I was like, I don't know why they wouldn't just cast this again. Because they didn't go for it last turn. Okay, help. Deck, please help me. Stop. Cyclonic Rift is not great. No, I want to keep that. Let's get rid of this. in that order. Play you. Scry that away. And there's a good chance I scry that other card away as well. We have a lot of problems here, though. Yeah, we did draw quite a bit of the Surveil, Scry engine. They're just not working out. I don't know if I bounce the Terror of Peaks. Probably not. I'd rather not draw the card on the top of my deck, so... Do I have to scry on my upkeep? Oh, sure. I mean, there are some pretty decent draws we can find. They do exist. Okay, well, it's not going to work out too well if I don't find them. Cyclonic Rift is awkward here. I think I'm just going to play this and just accept whatever happens to my face is just what's going to happen to my face. So, just, it is what it is. Sure. This Unable to Scream has potentially stopped a lot of lands off the top, but there's also a chance maybe it didn't do anything because of just how things situated. Okay, they didn't attack me. It's odd. The guy would have attacked me. This is a card, but it's too late to matter. Yeah, it's just too late. Alright, well, we've done the best we can, but we've scried an unbelievable amount of cards to the bottom of the deck, and we're not drawing anything. I think I have to leave up. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is a lot of lost value from that stupid card here. A lot of lost value. Okay, yeah. Just perfect 10-10. Why not? You got it. Why not? Am I dead? Might as well be dead. I mean, okay. You got it. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, yeah. We literally scried 15 cards to the bottom of the deck. I mean, we could have kept the Hydra, but the Hydra without multiple lands a turn, it's not fast enough anymore. Scute Swarm would be in the same issue, I guess. I would have put that to the bottom. I feel like we had just so many draws that were fine. I mean, damn, 15? To be fair, we lost all of the land value because they answered our commander, but still. That seems a bit egregious. like no counter. Well, we did counter once, but no like not another one. Frogify wouldn't have saved us. Primeval Titan would have been solid. Jingataxi would have been completely useless. Summon would have kind of done something, but not really. Double extra turn. Craterhoof would have killed them. Craterhoof would have killed them. Tooth and Nail would have worked. Seagate would have been like a crappy divination. Hellsmeld would have been interesting. Yeah, we just... I mean, damn. We had outs, just didn't find them. Let's add another way to find one of our scary cards. Solve the equation. I think that's nice. I don't really care about X spells that much. Maybe it's okay to run Finale? Could probably run Finale. No, I don't like this. Ah! No. No. No, 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 no. Every time someone casts it against me, I still win. It does. No. If you're gonna cast something that's like X for 7, you ideally want to win with it. If it wasn't so random. There's no need to run a random card like that. It's just random. I believe you. I believe you've never lost after you've cast it. I don't doubt that for a second. Alright, fine. Fine. You win. Everyone's yelling at me. Both chats are yelling at me. Fine, it's in. I must admit, I don't think I like Jingataxias. Yeah, I'm gonna take that out. It's not cutting the cake anymore. Vaultborn Tyrant is interesting. More 4s and 5s could work as well. It's hard to make room for cards that win the game and also have like your Scry tempting the ring stuff in your deck that just dilutes it. But I mean, that it is what it is. I feel like I've said that like 4 times anyways. I gotta hark on that again. I think I still want to get rid of Opt, though. And maybe even Select. These are definitely not that appealing with this, honestly. Like, I really just don't like Opt at all. Just for this, it's like... Again, you can genuinely not hit a land and then it feels kind of, like, horrible. Yeah. What about Fading Hope? Fading Hope is another one I've kind of just don't like. I'm over these like cards that don't do much. I keep bringing up the Scry cards. I just really don't like these cards. I don't know. I want another threat, like another something kind of creature or something. Some kind of scary thing. Tamiyo does sort of draw 2 cards a turn, right? I mean, that's kind of interesting. A second version of any of my creatures is kind of funny, too. The Green Overlord is certainly an idea. I don't have it in here. I do also sort of like the blue one. It's hard to go wrong with the Green Overlord. What about 6? Milling Ourselves is kind of weird. It's kind of weird, yeah. Forceful Cultivator is funny, though you can just sort of play Rapid Growth. Farseek. I really do like this. It's a good 5-minute play as well, and a 3-minute play, so it fills in some slots, multiple slots. Not a lot of cards do that. I'm on the edge about Voltporn. Vorinclex is funny, but that's not the... If we're going to expend 8 mana on a card, I'd like it to sort of like win the game. Vorinclex, your opponent can sort of not lose when you play it. It's like Beetle. Especially if I don't have anything behind Vorinclex, it's not really going to get there on its own, I feel. I mean, I love me a Hydroid Krasis, but might be past that point in the game. I really want to play this, though. Okay, no. There's a chance Gretchen could come back in as well. As another, like, sort of mana sink thing. I'm almost at the point where I want to actually shave a land instead of add more. There is the benefit of scrying that you can just put things you don't need to the bottom, and your commander doesn't matter anyways. So, yeah, maybe we can just shave an island. And just accept that. The blue and green mana is actually really close to each other. It's usually like green heavy in decks like this, but this is like 50-50. That's kind of cool. It's normally like 75% green. It's pretty neat. One could argue that means it's wrong, and I should be running 75% green cards, but yeah. Okay, well, I have cards, I guess. It's against the blue-white control thing, though. Well, my right thumb is just... hates me. Pock is a card. It's a must-answer threat. I'm confident I'll find more mana. It is a must-answer threat. Sort of. You know. I think I'm gonna hold off on scrying until I, like, don't have something to do for a turn. I think that makes sense. Oh, look, it's mana drain. No way. Well, I thought we had a game. My bad. That's my bad. No game to play. I'm glad this card exists. Oh, that was maniacally stupid. Mana drain, I win. Nice control deck. It also makes me feel like talking about my opening hand is just pointless. Like, there's nothing I can do. And I don't know. Like, if your opponent could reveal Mana Drain turn 0, so you could just know that you can concede, I probably would just let that happen. Like, if they just showed me it, like, oh, I have this in my hand, by the way. After you said keep, I'll show you this Mana Drain. It's like, alright, I'll just concede. Like, it's actually just that stupid. I do not know how that card is still here. It's nuts. Okay, I'm not keeping that. Ooh, no. Okay, Tatyova's... yeah, fine. I think I'm playing this as a land here. I think? There's a good chance that's what I should do. Okay, now it's different. Now it's different. Now it looks different. Do you have, like, Mox? What's going on there? If the castle spell, they're just not casting. Alright. Just have Mana Drain of your own? Alright, yeah. Well, that's fair. Guess I get rid of this goofy counterspell. Delighted Halfling has text on it, but it's not really what we're looking for here. Okay, it was a Mox. Which I think taps for blue and white. Or green and white? Yeah, it taps for green and white, I think. It doesn't tap for black. Which is kind of funny. Well, hard to pass up a brainstorm. Especially with the discard deck. Definitely interesting. Let's discard that. Crater Hoof, if I keep it, it could matter, sort of. Has the capacity to one-shot my opponent, I guess. Interesting attack. Alright, we're gonna do it now. Hide that. Play that. No, wait. We don't want that. Correct. I'm gonna play the min-maxy sweaty situation and bank on my opponent not having yeah. It just gets away of it gets out of the way and I hit a land here, so. Mm-hmm. Sure. They can infinitely do that and just chump block over and over, technically. Okay, well, there goes my whole hand. Do I upkeep Scry? I'm actually not sure. Probably not. Let me just take a random draw, because a land is fine. Land is fine. It's not great, but like it just lets me... Okay, sure, why not? Let's play the funny card. We haven't played it yet. Let's play the funny card. Playing off the top against a discard deck is viable. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Shore and shore? I see. Okay, well. Hey, look, a real card. Let's... I can't get access to any of them?
So unbelievably, like, just jank. This is so jank. I mean, I'm keeping that, so. This is just so jank.
Decline. Play this. Land? Okay, there we go. There's maybe something. Reveal. Pass. The problem is I have to choose and then this matters. It's kind of... Look, I'm playing it, alright? We played a funny card. I didn't even read this. Greater power? Okay. Alright, well, I guess nothing we did really mattered in the long run anyways. Look at that. Lose 65 million life. Name something completely arbitrary, like my commander. Okay, we can name our commander because it died. Oh, please don't let me type this out. Okay, there we go. I figured it out. I'm not going to grab the temple. Actually, I should just grab the temple, because it lets me see the top of my deck. Yeah, I would rather not draw the not draw the land, so I think that would make sense. Okay. Let's just go to combat. I'm not going to swing with this, so. Besiju. No, not Besiju. That and that. I feel like a double block is just something I should be happy that happened. I don't know. Am I still just losing? Okay, Tooth and Nail has text on it. I'm going to name Bird to send a message. And I technically have the ability to scry. Oh! Alright, well, there it goes. Yep, whatever. And my opponent can actually cast it too. Ridiculous. So, what are we looking for? That, I mean, that stops, well, no, trying to stop this is just not great. I'm just going to reveal the card. I'm not going to, because if there's 2 lands in a row, it would be ideal to just flip that. Alright, there we go. That worked out in some kind of way. I mean, I can't stop the bird. They have Meat Hook on top, which also kills me. I'm drawing garbage. Can shuffle it away. It's just awful. House Meld. Alright, just in time. Cool. You got it. Well, that was egregious. Yeah, the cards that care about our commander are the worst cards in this deck, by far. Like, the more I lean into my commander, the worse my deck is. The more I lean into it, the worse my deck is. To be fair, this did scry 2, draw 2 in a very convoluted way, but it technically did do it. Didn't really matter, though. I mean, again, it's another... I mean, to be fair, yeah, the Tooth and Nail would have done something, but they just had the answer, so... We did find outs. My opponent just made me discard them. Alright, let's drop the thing I just added 2 seconds ago. We did get to experience it, at least. Add another tutor effect? Yeah, we had a lot of good draws off the top. A lot of good draws. Like, even Tatyova. You think Hydroid might be good? I don't know. I mean, we could just run a card that's Hydroid adjacent that doesn't involve... Was it MVX? How do you find, like, X spells? We've done this 12 times. I can't remember. MVX? Mana value? Or is it just M? No, it is. It's MV... MX? There's no... Why would that matter? Oh, okay. Well, screw me. But it says MV in the legend. The legend says MV right there. M isn't even... Oh, there... What, an M is in Mythic. I'm not allowed to use words that involve how I feel about that. Doppelgang is a funny card. It's a bit pricey in what it does. In some board states, it doesn't do anything. I don't know, it's fun. Let's try Doppelgang. It's just ridiculous. Can't go wrong. Oh, we had so many good outs. Ugh, it's so ugly. So ugly to think about. I don't want to keep looking at it. There were a lot of cards we could have drawn that were, like, solid. A lot of cards. We have been getting flooded. Even with the scrying, it feels like we're getting a bit flooded. Like, I am scrying lands to the bottom. My commander does play them for free off the top. And I'm just getting, like, a bit flooded. Cash Money Thuggin'. Alright. Have a turn 1 play into a turn other thing play and stuff, so. Oh, I love Molt Tender. It's funny how often I don't see this, or how non often. Like I just never see people play this. In fact, I think my opponent literally just read it. I think they just sat there and read what Molt Tender did. Okay, another game that maybe Cavern of Souls is an incredibly, like, deciding factor of how it pans out. Oh, it gets rid of that thing. Sure. Well, that wins the game, so let's not lose to it. Let's, swing 3. Do I cast this? No, there's no way. There's no way. Up the beanstalk. Okay, sure. I wonder if we can play that. We're close to being able to. I mean, we're close. I like my whole hand, so I just don't do anything here. Let's cast you. Sure. We could also run delve cards. We have been flooding our graveyard with like random nonsense. I'm gonna get breeding pool here, yeah. I'm gonna recast my commander, even though it doesn't do anything. Maybe I just don't do that. Craterhoof is interesting. Like that. Play you. Play you. Scry away the Hedron. And I can bounce my opponent's commander. I could just Cyclonic Rift next turn as well. I don't even think their commander's doing that much. Actually, it really isn't doing anything at all. Cyclonic Rifting is kind of awkward. Well, it's not a land, so... One, two, four, five, six, seven, eight. So I don't need this. Alright, we have a situation, and it's a thing. With the old blind, the blind flip there. So 19? Do we have 19 points of power? Oh, this is tapped. Oh. Oh, it's tapped. I have to think. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 plus It's lethal. It's lethal. Chat, I don't have to think. Craterhoof is literally, you're not allowed to think. You just cast it and win. Hey, I have a land for my troubles as well. Yeah. Nice. So we just... What did we do this game? Unable to scream, counterspell, bounce spell, stopping their commander. Although, to be fair, it wasn't really doing anything if it did hit me. But if my opponent has to continuously cast it, then that's like... Well, at least half of my opponent's turn is dedicated to that. And, yeah, but this did draw a lot because of that. If I had upped the Beanstalk this game, what would it have done? It would have only drawn one card, right? Yeah, it would only have drawn one... Oh, technically two, because of the Craterhoof at the end, but that doesn't matter. Okay, yeah, that wouldn't have done much for us there, but... Cyclonic Rifting Chrome Mox had value, but not really. They could just, like, put this under it and not care, because this isn't actually a mana dork. They can also just replay this and get another land out of it if that's the route they go. So yeah, bouncing this isn't great. This would redraw as well. But, nice. No Cavernous Souls, I guess. What was Although the bounce spells don't care about that. Bounce spells don't care about that. Beep-a-loop boop boop. Is it me, or have we just, like, played Elrond more than we've played our commander? It's kind of funny. Seems like Elrond's in every game. Getting scry value to little to no avail. This hand is ridiculous, but alright. It's got a bird in it, so I guess I can keep it. Alright, bird. Survive. Yay! I'm gonna play the Mox, but it doesn't do anything. Oh, that happens. Okay, drawing all the crazy stuff, I guess. That's interesting. I can do better. House Meld. That could be really annoying. So let's maybe keep that. You're gonna blow up my treasure map? That's nuts. Alright. By all means. That's wild. We literally have nothing that cares about our commander, so if they want to keep killing it, I don't think we're at all upset with that. Okay, I'm vastly more upset that I lost the bird than I am my commander. Double land is stuff. I don't know which one I get rid of. This gives me more bodies. Doppelgang is only for, like, one. Feels kind of, like, really lame, so maybe I don't cast that. Okay, they fetched and then just didn't use it. It's weird. Alright, well, I gotta use my mana, so Palantir it is, I suppose. Could have copied, like, lands and stuff, but nah. That mana drain value? Yeah, they respected it. I'm not leaving it up now, but... I think I would like to attempt to house meld instead of, not do that. So I think I'm getting rid of this. Stopping my opponent's commander is obviously quite impactful. I'm going to keep the card in hand, so my opponent giving me Kefka didn't matter. Well, I mean, it sorta did. Kind of? I don't know. Okay. I think we're at the let 'em draw portion of the game. I think I'm losing any more life here. Come on. Come on. That's nuts. Well, I mean, you got it. A card? Oh wait, I can't cast it, can I? No, I'm not even close. Well, I don't want those. Mythweaver Pock has some text on it? Not really, though. Milled 3 lands. Wow. Oh look, a totally useless card on top. So... yeah, 1 mana yeah, it's closer than I complained about it, but still. I'm still gonna complain. Don't get me wrong. Oh, cool. Thoughtseize, why not? It only makes sense, right? Alright. My opponent had the perfect answers for everything. Look at that. Look at that. And we're drawing an unsummoned with no text on it. One of these is not like the other. Ah, yeah, okay, no. To be fair, we weren't even close, alright? I'm gonna die on that hill. We weren't even close. Ugh. Weren't even close. 1 mana, that might as well be 1,000 mana. Might as well be 1,000 mana. Wasn't close. Was not close. Elrond, go away, buddy. Please. 1 game. Just 1 game, my guy. Please. Also, okay, I can't keep this. It's not doing anything. I mean, it's kind of doing something. We are against, like, the goofiest thing ever. Maybe I can keep this. Oh, it's so slow, though. We're just gonna risk it. We're gonna risk it. Okay. My opponent is playing this in the command zone, so I feel confident. But, like, this, again, I say it every time, this is a format where you can't just do nothing for 2 turns. It's not viable. Can't go, and do nothing. Unless, you know, that's the kind of deck you're playing, like some sort of control deck or whatever. I'm not going to cast Deliberate, because I'm not looking for anything. Sure, we set up the old... that thing. We are gonna cast this. That's quite valuable, I think. It's kind of weird. There's a chance I could just cast the front side, but it's a mono black deck. I don't know why I think a 6/5 has any value. Well, that's good. We have Uro in our deck. Do I have to stop this? It's kind of lame. I think I do have to stop this, yeah. Oh well. Utopia Sprawl. Well, I can't keep it. And I don't want to draw it later, so to the top you go. I can't keep it anyways, because it just gets milled. And I don't want to draw it in 10 turns. Okay. I don't know why they had to think about that. Let's... I can bounce it. It's kind of ugly, but... Okay, we actually did find Uro. We did find Uro. A little too late when your opponent has Cityscape Leveler on turn 0. So let's get rid of Deliberate. Play this as our land. Not lose to Cityscape Leveler. And potentially get Uro going. I guess. I can Doppelgang for almost 2. Please hit the Doppelgang. Okay, that's a good start. Come on! How? How? Someone tell me how. Like, how? I can't play this, but my opponent can play it. Alright, you got it. How? It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. I was hoping they would lose. I would lose the Doppelgang so they didn't steal the Flare, because Flares would just actually be a card for my opponent, but I mean, silly me. Yeah, just exile the only thing in my deck that is like really good here. No X-Spell, God forbid they exile an X-Spell, right? It's ridiculous. How? Tell me how. Please. I'll wait. What are my outs? I don't know, you tell me. Do I even have any outs? I feel like I don't, actually. Okay, whatever. You got it. Grab Abomination, just hitting the only thing in my deck that matters. Okay. You got it. Random, by the way. If anyone was curious, completely and utterly random. Random, random, random. We're like one turn away from having something significant, I feel. But, nope. Can't beat Hearthstone cards. Proof that random is fun, I guess so. It's unbelievable. This is a very strong hand if I get to it in time, which I don't have confidence against this. Sort of just like the last game. Okay, well, that would have been excellent last turn. I mean, this would have been revolutionary last turn, honestly. Would have been extremely significant to have this turn 1. The game is now categorically different that I did not play it turn 1. Let's play you, so I can then play something else. Okay. There are not a ton of cards in Magic that care about this text box. So, they have to have one of those cards. Doesn't look like they do. Again, there's not a ton of them. Okay, well, silly me. Thinking I could do anything. Okay. They have another wizard that cares about their commander. Again, there's not a lot in the game. There's really not a lot. Well, might as well try to do that. So it stops being a card and then match up. Probably too late to matter though, but it's a start. And they bounced it back to their hand. Excellent. It costs 4, and I don't know what I can do now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Draw land. That, there, that. Do this. Land 5. That, land 5. Okay. I guess I'll play this. Oh, silly me. Okay, well, you got it. You got it. I don't think I played the game, but I did cast cards. We got totally thrashed. Got absolutely thrashed there. But hey, look, if I had Land of Realms on turn 1, that game would have been completely different, in all fairness. It would have been completely different. We would have actually played the game. If we were one turn faster, we did everything just because we had so many 3-drops in our hand. If we could just do everything a turn faster, we could actually play the game. So, is what it is. But you can see why I mulligan for a 1-drop every single game, because nothing else matters. Ooh. 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 Unbelievable. Wow. Wizards doesn't, they're not about me today. Huh, that's tragic. Yikes. We didn't change anything, did we? That's 2 games in a row. I didn't change anything. No? I'm not gonna look, I'm pretty sure I didn't. I don't often play decks where I mulligan to 4 or 5. That doesn't normally happen. Huh. 2 games in a row seems unlikely. Strange. Well, bound to happen sometimes, I guess. I don't even know what I was up against. Alright, so this is like the combo thing. Or, I mean, it can be. There's like 5 different ways to do it. Most of the time, it is combo, though. I would argue. I don't quite have the hand for this, but we'll see what happens. If it just chills in play, it feels good, I guess. I think I'll play Florihegion as my 2-drop. I'm not super stoked about sacking it to Flare. I don't think I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. If I didn't have a land, I probably would. Ashen Rider? Jeez. Well, we could have just lost to Reanimate right there, so... suppose we should be thankful that didn't happen. Ashen Rider. Jeez. I already have that land. This is Breeding Pool. Yeah, now we're gonna do this. I'm gonna just fetch now. This is anything, right? Yeah, this actually gets rid of lands. So, I don't have a good answer to that, currently. It's possible to find one, though. This is probably the I win come turn 5 situation. Because that's when all the reanimate spells show up. Get rid of you and you. Does that let me Uro? It does. Again, it gets exiled to Ashen Rider, but, I mean, it's in play. I did cast it. That is what we did. Rivendell, untapped. Nice. If they don't have a 4-mana one, we can do something. Okay, it looks like they don't. I will counter this. Really? Just like that? You didn't realize Breo's an artifact? That's funny. Actually, I can see that. I can see that, yeah. How do you concede here? All you have to do is, like, keep playing. You just cast a reanimate spell. I'm sure you have a ton of them, and just one of them has... I don't have an answer to the next one. That, I mean, not only did they conceded instantly. Like, they had their hand over the escape key, waiting for me to cast a counterspell. Maybe they just, like, subconsciously assumed it was going to be mana drain. Although, to be fair, with the amount of mana I have, it's not doing that much. I think they're fine. You're totally... This is one of the commanders that you can cast 12 times. I've played games, I've cast this... Okay, maybe not 12. I've cast it at a max, like, 5 times in one game. And still proceeded to win, because I ran out of... They ran out of ways to, like... I feel like they just didn't need it. I don't know. I don't know. I'm never conceding there. I'm never conceding there. But Celeste wasn't a combo piece. It was already in, like, Ashen Rider's in the graveyard. Like, they don't need to combo. They successfully just randomly surveilled a thing in the graveyard. Like, they skipped the Celeste cast requirement. I feel like I was about to get hit with a wall of 5-mana reanimate spells that I had no answer to, but alright. What do I know? What do I know except nothing? I'm just out here playing cards. Okay, we have this again. I don't have any, like, crazy stuff, but with Brainstorm, we sort of have a chance to, like, become insane with this card. Burgeoning. Ookie. Actually, I can't even flip... No, I can't even put this in play. I need the blue. I can't even play it. I need the blue. So... I'm gonna let that exist, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna let that exist. I am going to let that exist. Name Elf. Sure, by all means. Wait. Alright, they can bounce an elf. So I lost access to that. Alright, kind of tragic. I guess I can get rid of it then, right? It's not doing anything. Utopia Sprawl. Alright, well, the more lands they play, the faster Mossborn wins the game. So, I'll take it.
Oh, come on.
I don't. I don't know. Silly me. We go from, like, land flooded to we have this in play, and suddenly we can't find any lands. Yeah, you got it. So much talent. So much talent from us. We are literally stacking our deck to make us lose every game. I don't know. We get, well, I mean, I'm not even kidding. We get mana flooded for like 5 games in a row. Right? I finally have this in play, and now I draw no lands with a brainstorm. Like, I don't know what to say. I don't know. I don't know. Wizard just doesn't want me to win right now. That's my excuse. Someone has to be the butt end of a joke, right? It's just nuts. Yeah, removed Run Island. No, but we got flooded after that, though. That was like an hour ago. That was like an hour ago. Okay. Take 2. I mean, randomness is randomness. It just feels funny that it always lines up that it's, like, as unfavorable as humanly possible. Let's get rid of Breeding Pool? Yeah. That was certainly one of the better draws, I would argue. Forest. It's just getting unlucky, that's all it is. Like, when you're mana flooded, rip. When you're mana screwed, rip. That's what it is. It just feels atrocious when you have, like, the burgeoning in the game where, like, it's great if you draw lands. But, you know. You don't draw lands. What are we up against? Gonti? Okay. Oh, this is also happening. Every time I have, like, the funny card I haven't cast before, poof. Nothing is lined up today. Nothing is lined up. Really not well at all. It's not the on the bright side, I can recognize that it's not the deck's fault. Nothing is lined up, like, at all. Fatal Push doesn't cut it here. Yeah, no, so we're gonna just send this. You... Well, I'd like to play that first, but can't have everything. Palantir is excellent. Oh, we have the combo. Look at it. We did it. The combo was real. Land to land. Still kind of lame that this is where it is in my hand, but that's fine. Can't have everything. Yeah, it's weird. We have games where, like, 3 games in a row it looks awful, and then the next game we do this, and we're like, yay! Okay. No attack here. I mean, it wasn't Fatal Push? Village Rites? Okay, it is Village Rites. Could have also been Dark Ritual. Wasn't paying that much attention. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I don't quite have Summon Danger Noodles. This steals Palantir, right? Oh, no, it can't because I mill it. That's funny. That's really funny. Okay. Well, no Palantir for you. This gives me the out to draw. Oh, no, never mind. It stacks the way they want it to. Okay, they can go back to stealing this. I don't know if they did, but they could have. Alright, looks like we got there. Because they manipulated the top of my deck. So now they must kill that. Bask in its violence. Uh-huh. Okay. Hey, we did it! Which is funny, because this actually can die, and then... Are they dead before this goes away? Let's see, they take 12... Then next turn it sticks around and I draw 2. Yeah, alright. It would have killed them. They had to find an answer. The fact that they conceded here makes me think there's no board wipes or anything, which is a bit odd. They have plenty of removal. I feel like it's worth... It's another game I think it's worth just drawing a card to see if you're back in it. All you have to do is draw out of this, right? A single Doomblade effect and you're right back in it. I don't have any cards in my hand, you know, this isn't really doing anything. Food tokens are alright. Treasure tokens, I guess, are decent. I have a Scry engine with the commander, but just see what you draw at least. I mean, I would at least see. Okay. Yeah, there's no in-between in Magic Arena, that's for sure. Oh, well, in Historic Brawl, there's definitely no in-between. Okay, I'm done. I'm over it. Alright, so this commander is kind of interesting, right? Like, when it's in play and you're scrying, there's a fair amount of times that you can hit lands. I will say, there were a ton of games people just decided to kill my commander where it otherwise was not actually doing anything. That isn't to say I won because of that. I'd still just lose, right? Removal's removal. Just casting if you have nothing else to do, fine, whatever. But there were plenty of times it died where there was nothing it was doing. Like, nothing. Same with the Albert Wesker, right? You play it, you get your land, and then everyone just decides that it's really scary and they have to kill it. This is definitely more intimidating than Albert Wesker was, but still, you do need a Scry card or a Ring Tempting card to have it have a text box. There isn't exactly a ton of cards that fit that criteria. I was playing what I felt was the best of those things. I ended up adding more Tempt Ring cards just to have the option, but that didn't really help that much. Again, same with the Scry. I ended up taking out a couple of the Scry cards because, man, they, like, Opt just really want it to be something more significant to me, in my opinion. Now, this is fine. It's fine. It's just, I would kind of rather have a lot of other things before Opt. And I don't know. This is the one main one where you could probably just get away with it all the time. It's just like, it's not a good sign to me that I felt like I wanted anything that wasn't that. Fading Hope was questionable. All of the Scry ones are weird because if it is a land, yeah, you can keep it on top, but if it isn't a land, you put this in the bottom, you're just gambling for a land on the top, right? Whereas if it's Scry 2 or Scry 3 or more, then it's pretty easy to just have a land on top to do it guarantee. But you're not really banking on that anyways, right? Obviously, when you tempt the One Ring, you just get a Scry 3, which is really nice for this. But still, you're tempting the ring. That's another thing. Literally tempting... Where is it? Yeah, here. Tempting the ring itself, the 4 abilities of the ring are not really good. You attack and you draw and discard sometimes with a pesky 1/1, like your Mana Dork, ideally, your Arboreal Grazer or whatever. It gets in there and you're looting, and then you're making your opponent sack whatever blocked, I guess, and then you can make them lose 3 life if you bopped them with your, like, 1/1 or something. None of this is really exciting. Fortunately, the draw discard is early, so it's not like the bottom one. That is sort of the best of the bunch. You just tempt twice. It is a singleton 100 card format that doesn't have black, so there's no Nazguls. That would help tremendously. I would actually play the Nazguls. Now, this character probably wants nothing to do with the Nazguls, right? It wouldn't make a lot of sense if it was, black. But if it was black, we would have Nazguls. That would be nice. There were a lot of games, or a fair chunk of them, in the middle there, where we kind of just got mana flooded, and then we got mana screwed, and then mana flooded, and mana screwed. Like, it just happened. It also happened the past 3 or 4 days. It feels like it's been popping up more. I really haven't changed the amount of lands I play. In fact, I've kind of ticked up my average count of lands I play. I mean, MDFCs help with this anyways. So, like, the scrying, the green is good. The green is great. The scry tech was much better in Matoya, right? Drawing a card is really good, but you do lose green. If this hit a land every single time, I would like this more than Matoya, because the thing you draw is immediately played and could have extreme levels of value, but that's not the case. And there's another thing, I think, right? You reveal the card. That's not free. Your opponent now just knows this random thing is on the top of your deck, and that matters. Information is power. If you don't put a land in play, your opponent knows what you're about to draw. You know? Maybe they were going to Gonti you, but they see the top of your deck is terrible. You know, it has a Fading Hope on it. They're like, just pass the turn. You know, they're not going to let me exile through. Actually, I think that did just happen. Now, my opponent didn't know what the card was. They didn't know. But they did give me a land off the top because they randomly exiled the top of my deck. Where if they did know the card because of this, maybe they didn't do that. Maybe they went a different line. Who knows? I was feeling, because I was, like, when we were playing a bunch of lands, I felt like I wasn't doing enough with all the mana, so I did actually add some, like, funny X spells to kind of have more to do when I'm playing a bunch of mana. But that didn't help when every time I went for, this is another thing that's kind of funny, every time I had a big spell, the next turn, like, alright, got my mana, I'm doing my thing, pass the turn, my opponent casts, like, Duress or Thoughtseize, which just happened a bunch, and we just lost the big payoff for playing lands, right? I mean, all this does is play more lands. It has a bunch of text on it, but all it's doing at the end of the day is trying to get more lands into play. That's what it's doing. It's not doing anything else. So, yeah, without a payoff for all the mana, it felt kind of So maybe you could bring back in the landfall 1/1 counter cards. I just didn't. What were they? Landfall counter? There's 4, yeah, like these main 4 here, and maybe even this thing. This is not really a great thing to play in turn 1, but that might not matter. Even this, actually, would have helped in some games. This is so slow, but the games where I just drew 4 lands in a row, well, guess what? You know, now we're maybe doing something else. I'm drawing 2 lands in a row, because I just drew the others. I'm still drawing 4 lands in a row, just faster. But maybe these 4 could come back in. I don't know how much I care about this. It felt like one of the things I was least sold on was just like these 4 cards, but if this is the line you want to go,
knock yourself out. If I mean, the problem with this is you have to make room for it, and the less scry ring tempting you're doing, ring tempting and scrying and or scrying, the less your commander does anything. You need something to ideally scry, so it has text, right? So you got to make room for those cards, but you also got to make room for things that care about all the lands you're playing. And there's a delicate balance that I'm sure we're somewhat getting towards. I mean, I wasn't totally I mean, actually, the top end was fine every time I got to it, right? It wasn't like it was bad or anything. I just... every time I went for it, my opponent had, like, the counter spell, the Thoughtseize, or I was passing the turn, and little did I know I was not going to get another turn because they were going to combo off or explode with a VV, or Rowan, or the other thing that we saw. Like, it was just... it didn't line up too well. So, but these 4 cards are certainly an option or a line to go. I mean, in this, I guess, by extension, like maybe these 5 cards could come in here for something. But yeah, keep in mind, you got to keep the scry cards to a degree. Another line is... oh shoot, what was I going to think of? Oh, I had it. It's gone. Oh no. What was I going to say? Oh, I can't remember. What was my idea? I had something banked to say and now it's gone. Maybe it'll come back to me if I look at my deck. Oh, I found it. I found what I was going to say. This card should probably be in here. Now, it is very mana intensive, right? I was thinking about Gretchen for like kind of a similar reason. The benefit of this card is you do not need your commander in play, right? But this card is kind of the same, right? You scry, if it's a land, you just put it into play. You also don't necessarily need your commander in play for this to matter. I like this. If your commander is in play, this kind of just goes a little crazy, assuming you have 4 mana to repeatedly invest in this. It's not just free. You have to do that, and that is essentially probably the only thing you did, because it's not really ideally the first thing to do. If you have cards in your hand that you want to cast, doing this is not the top. It's like closer to just being a mana sink when you're looking for something to do or you have excess mana. But in... whoops. Leave it to me to click the wrong card. It is something to do, and it's just a good card with the commander. So if you have it, go for it. It is a mythic, though. I don't own it, obviously. I would have given it a shot there. I don't know how right this card is specifically. I think I did like this more than Jin-Gitaxias. That did come out a while ago. It wasn't... it is 7 mana, but struggled to pull off anything spicy. They didn't save me in the spell slingy deck. They're just like, alright, you have your Jin-Gitaxias, I don't care. But yeah, this is not indestructible. So, I mean, I'm just a fan of this card. I like it. I don't know anything about the lore of the character or whatever, but I just think it's cool. It's just like a colorless enchantment saga that's like a big scary thing that blows stuff up. You could probably just play Cityscape Leveler, right? It's easier to cast it twice. If it gets countered or milled or killed, you can just escape it. It costs 1 less mana, which is significant. So there's reasons to just never play this. But look, I wanted to play it, so I did. Not much to say about the ramp stuff. It's just good. It's never not going to be good until the format is completely unrecognizable. Which, who knows, maybe next set with Ancient Tomb and the other Gemstone Caverns cultivates too slow. Oh, that'd be the day. Probably not, but it's funny. Yeah, I don't know. This is cool, right? It was Elrond and it was Season of Growth. It's just when creatures enter, I scry. That's great with this. You know, But again, you're still looking for stuff to do. There was a game where I think I scryed 20 cards, or it was 18 to 22 cards or something, without any way to shuffle. So I just scryed so many cards to the bottom and just couldn't find anything to turn the game around. My opponent was, for me to scry that much, my opponent obviously is not in a winning position. They're just drawing like I am off the top. But I would chop that scenario up because I ended up looking at the deck after thinking, like, how did I not draw anything? I would just chop that situation up to getting egregiously unlucky. There are some scenarios where it's right to put the land to the bottom, because if the next card is also a land, then you're going to kind of feel bad that you got your free land, but you're drawing a card next turn and it's just a land in those like late top deck situations, and that feels bad. So it's just when you want to recognize when it is time to not need more lands for free, and you need to draw something significant. And if there are 2 lands in a row, it would be ideal to, just get the second one out of the way as well with this. If you reveal in that scenario something like a counterspell in a top deck situation, and you just have the counterspell, your opponent now knows about that counterspell. That can maybe make them concede instantly if you're both top decking, and the next thing they draw that's not a land you can counter, or something non-threatening you don't have to actually counter. The knowledge of a counterspell for your opponent is not ideal. So you can maybe just not run counterspells at all, right? I didn't necessarily struggle at casting a double blue counterspell. You could probably even just cast Archmage's Charm. Blue-green can do whatever it wants, let's be real. So, I don't know, just interesting. Because this was an odd lightning rod, I don't really like Mox Amber as much. Like, yeah, there's other things that it works with, but I didn't like it as much once I started to notice that everyone was really interested in killing this, even though I had no card that scryed or tempted the One Ring. So, something to take note of for the Mox truthers out there, that this might not be as good as it feels with a 3-mana commander that's blue and green, just because of that. So, that's all I have. Let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Elrond, this scry number matters. Yeah, the scry number matters. Can he target himself? Oh, he can. Target himself. Alright. Get out of here.